All right. Hold on. All right, so for those of you who don't know, I'm Adam's older brother, Darren. I'm also the I'm also the best man and very single. So just so I want to first thank both sets of parents for making this day possible, both biologically and financially. Also, a special thanks to those of you who have traveled a long distance to be here. Personally, I wish you'd have all stayed home. It would have been a lot easier for me, but that's fine. So I started preparing this speech by writing a list of all the wild times. Strip clubs, opium dens, dog fights. That time we hot-wired the Ferrari and joyride all night. We've had some really good times, Kaylee and I. So. I'm so happy that went well. But seriously, Kaylee's the only girl I've ever known Adam with. As most of you know, they were high school sweethearts. That relationship not only lasted through college, but in the process got stronger. I think this is a story about an amazing friendship and bond that's been tested over the years, and it's proven itself time and time again. The memories, I think, traveling together with Kaylee are some of my strongest, whether it be adventures in Alaska, golfing at Pebble Beach, or walking the course at the Masters. Granted, my experience was probably a little bit different. I think I had a different girlfriend at each location. Adam and Kaylee's relationship, however, only seemed to grow stronger. Now that I'm thinking about it, I probably should have been taking notes. But Kaylee, at this point, you're very much like a sister to me. I've got no question that you're the human Adam should be with for the rest of his life. The love that you guys share for each other is amazing and awe-inspiring, something that everyone should strive for. Now, Adam, we all know brothers have a special bond. We know things about each other nobody else knows. For example, who can spit the farthest, bench press the most, and who broke mom's crystal ball on Thanksgiving '95. And we're still not telling you, so most of you know my brother's an easygoing, fun-loving guy, but he's also one of the most driven people I know, whether it's perfecting his golf game or pursuing the woman of his dreams, Kaylee, of course. He doesn't let anything stand in his way. Adam, over the years, as your older brother, I've tried to set a good example for you. Whether or not you know it, you've done the same for me. Now I'll let you get away with copying my laugh and literally eating as slow as humanly possible, just as long as you don't change what makes you, you, Mongolian beef and all. I'm incredibly proud to call you my brother, but more importantly, my friend. Seeing the maturation process both of you have gone through together over the years has been amazing to watch, and I'm incredibly excited to share future memories together. Adam and Kaylee, just keep doing what you're doing. Your love is strong and contagious, and after being around you two, even I want to go run out and rent Sleepless in Seattle. You guys have what most people look for their entire lives, and all I ask is that you guys treasure it. So if you guys raise your glasses to a lifetime of love and happiness for Adam and Kaylee. I'm not shaky at all.
To you, perfect. This is where I usually am, right next to Kaylee. Wow, it's so great to look out and see so many people from all over. I mean, really everyone traveled here from across the country, and I know it means so much to Kaylee and Adam, and it really makes this special for everyone here. If you haven't figured it out already, I'm Kaylee's little sister. And now I'm officially Adam's little sister too, but he's been my overprotective older brother for 10 years now. You see, when Kaylee and Adam started dating, I was only 11 years old. So just picture that over half my lifetime, officially in 2 months, over half my lifetime, you will have been dating. And you guys have been the most inspirational couple, I think, to grow up with. To me, it's so true. We've always been family. I don't think of today any different than every day, except for it's the most epic, beautiful day. And can we get a little cheers and applause for that? Because look at this place. This is beautiful. What the heck? I don't even know how this happened. Thank you to Simone and all the coordinators who put this together, because this is amazing. I always knew Adam was going to marry my sister. You see, Kaylee and I are psychics a little bit. We know when things are happening, like helicopters flying overhead during the ceremony. Kaylee thinks she's a celebrity, so they're just here to paparazzi her. No, this is not the Real Housewives of Orange County. Okay. Anyways, we've always been family. I remember it was a spring night, and Kaylee came running upstairs after being dropped off in Adam's ridiculously loud Nissan Titan. I don't know if you've heard that. He added extra noise somehow. He just come in like 3 exhausts, just anything to make noise. So we heard her coming, and she came running up the stairs, giddy and excited and weird. And as her 11-year-old sister, I was like, "What's up with you? What just happened?" Basically, and she was beaming and glowing with excitement. She told Adam, "Just asked me to be his girlfriend." And that was April 26, 2006. And 10 years later, in the past decade, I have seen Kaylee beam with that same excitement countless times over Adam, whether it's his accomplishments, their accomplishments, moving forward. When Kaylee called me and said that they got engaged, I actually bawled my eyes out because I was so happy for them, just knowing what they've been through together, and now they're here today. And just like Darren said, we've traveled the world together. From Vegas, they came with me on my 21st birthday, and they were my parents that weekend. And they've visited me in college a few times, but they weren't my parents then. They were just my cool college friends who kind of snuck under the radar. But your happiness is contagious, and my friends have all told me so. I know it's true, and your love is contagious too. Being around you two just really brings a special feeling, and being up next to you guys today was amazing. I couldn't be more honored to be the maid of honor, and I couldn't be more honored to be related to the two of you and get to spend the rest of our lives together. So if you could please raise your glasses to this beautiful couple, to Adam and Kaylee. Yes. Thank you. Look at them. You see them?
Oh, it's so cute. I almost like, wait, get over here.
Thank you so much for everyone coming. It's a little different with the microphone. I want to start out by saying that I'm delighted to have everybody here. I'm delighted to have everyone here. Thank you. I need to learn from Megan. She's a better public speaker. But thanks for coming from all over the world, from everywhere, the joyous faces. This is just so much fun. I was honored to be asked to assist in marrying them. However, it's very nerve-wracking. So I would like to say here publicly, never again, except for Megan. So, so now we got to start working on that. Let me tell you about my new son-in-law. He is things that, you know, he is smart, he is respectful, and I trust him with my daughter. Can a dad say anything more than that? Well, actually, yes, I can. He's always been great to little sister Megan, now his sister-in-law. You're not a sister, you're a sister-in-law. My wife is absolutely giddy whenever you come around. She always has been, and I don't know what's up with that. And in a few more months, I may be able to get him to stop calling me sir. Maybe. So for Kaylee's high school graduation, we said that she could bring a friend to Kauai. She says, Adam! Just great. Our 18-year-old or 17-year-old daughter wants a boy to come along, so as parents of the year, we say yes. So thank God this worked out, or we would be back in the photo albums just like erasing and photoshopping, but no, she's here. But that's when I really got to know him. And lo and behold, he can lug a lot more luggage than my wimpy girls. So I'm thinking, this could work. And then he volunteers to cook banana pancakes piled to the ceiling. And then he says he wants to do Grandpa Joe's pasta. Yeah, Grandpa Joe's pasta. Yep, there you go. And he says, because I'm Italian. Look at this guy. Does he look Italian? Okay. So he goes and he gets a bag of clams, and I would get a bag of clams and I would dunk them. Here's what Adam does. He polishes them like a jeweler for a half an hour. But I got to tell you, best clam dinner ever. Thank you, Grandpa Joe. Yeah. But that doesn't qualify you to be a boyfriend to my daughter. What qualifies is his commitment to her. In 10 years of dating, there were some phone discussions that we couldn't help but hearing half of a side of. And from that half of the side, it was clear about one thing. Adam was committed. He cared. Sometimes he gave it back to her, and I think that's where the Italian side of the family came in, because he gave it back to her. Sometimes he would tell her to calm down, but always they put their problems in the rearview mirror, and they came back stronger than ever. And that's what it takes to be married, the ability to love and live. And any married couple will tell you that loving is the easy part. It's the day-to-day living part that's really hard, and they seem to have it down. A little bit more. So I'd like to welcome Adam to the family, but Christy and Megan have already adopted you, so officially welcome. Now, Kaylee, can I tell that story about when the nurse came out and they handed me to you to me, and your little hand wrapped around my finger, tiny little hand, and my heart just got, it doesn't, where did the years go? We were playing in the pool. Throw me, stop it. Throw me higher, Daddy, higher. Naps, I'm waking up with hair clips all over my hair. Horrible piano recitals. I think that was Fur Elise. Disney movies with wolves chasing Belle the Beauty. Some demented candlestick singing Be My Guest. And a mermaid with eels. And I'm thinking, oh, God, we're going to be up all night with nightmares. And we were. There were basketballs. Go this way, Kaylee. Water polo when your mother wanted to kick some booty on the girls that were dunking you. Hiking, singing, traveling the world. All of these things. And throughout it, just so many hugs that a dad, you will never forget him. But that daddy thing has to pass. So now Adam is holding your hand, and I see that little tiny hand. And I'm so happy, and I count my blessings. I love you both. To the bride and groom.
Now you got me crying. Great. Now what am I supposed to do?
Great job, Dad. Great.
Okay, now he got me crying. That's just not fair at all. Hold on a second. I'm going to take you back, not as far as a little newborn clutching his finger. That's pretty far back. But when they actually met, Kaylee was a first chair flute player in the junior high band, and she was very serious about her music. And Adam, he was a last chair trumpet. And he really couldn't play a note to save his life. And Kaylee, needless to say, was not too impressed with this junior high. I think he had a cornet, not even a trumpet. But over the years, they became friends, And in high school, I see you guys. I mean, I went to picture night with Blake. I mean, all the high school dances at the beach house, and we were taking pictures of Kaylee and Blake and Kaylee and Adam. I mean, the history here was amazing. But what I want to really point out is that these two were high school sweethearts. But what you don't know is so many of those of you out here were high school sweethearts. So many of our friends met before the age of 21. So the example to Kaylee and Adam that love can start young and it can prevail. It can be a love of a lifetime was huge for all of you. And so what I kind of wanted to say is I would really like it if you were high school sweethearts or you met your husband or wife before the age of 21, would you stand up and show these two that they have great examples? Awesome. 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 Woohoo! And I would like to thank all of you for inspiring the bride and the groom. So my toast is a two-parter. First, to the clan Campbell and to the clan Morse, who now are united through young love, that we will all together share a lifetime of memories and happiness. And we've shared 10 years, so a lifetime just doesn't seem all that long. But to all of you, and I want to say, to young love, that is friendship caught fire and will continue to burn for a lifetime. Hear, hear. I love you.
All right, I'll introduce myself. I'm Darren. I am the... So, I am the father. Those of you that know me, so tonight I'm told I'm giving a speech and I'm dancing. A great evening for me. This is about the only type of event that would get me out to commit to something like that. And, you know, I wrote this down. I wasn't going to write anything down, and I thought I'll probably forget something and I'll regret it. So I wanted to write it down to make sure I kind of hit all the spots I wanted to hit. I want to thank everybody for coming out, obviously, to join us to celebrate their special day. I wanted to thank Christy and Lisa for your hard work in helping coordinate the event. I wanted to say a few words about Kaylee's family. So this might be odd to start it out like that, but I didn't really want a daughter. So I grew up with two sisters. I had my fill of dealing with boyfriends, the drama that comes with it, feminine issues. I thought I was over that, and when I had my two boys, I was ecstatic. But now that I look at Kaylee's family, and I thought to myself, you know, what a different world they must have lived in while they were growing up. They had two girls, and we had two boys. And I thought about our weekends. So we had soccer and baseball instead of piano lessons and dance lessons. You know, we visited all professional ballparks instead of deciding where our next hike is going to be. I was rooting for my boys to get a girlfriend instead of dreading my daughter getting a boyfriend. Uh, but I have to say, now that I've seen the bond that Jim has with his two daughters, the mutual respect that they have for one another, and seeing the love that you see between a father and a daughter has made me look at this completely different. So I'd like to thank Jim for showing me what a real relationship between a father and daughter could look like. Thank you. So, although it does look like we didn't have a lot in common, but then when I broke it down, we really do have a lot in common. Our families always came first. We have 2 kids that we love to death. And we've always strived to do right for the family. So I'm hoping that those common traits will provide Adam and Kaylee with a strong family foundation for which they can build upon. So I'd like to thank Jim and Christy one more time for the way you've welcomed my son into your family. You've not only been incredibly generous with your hospitality, but also your willingness to include Adam as a real part of your family. Thank you. Now that was only Kaylee's family, so I got to move on to Kaylee. So, between family weekends, family vacations, and just regular days around the house, I've gotten to know Kaylee pretty well. For a lot of the reasons I mentioned earlier, it must have been quite a transition for her to become a part of our family. And I was thinking last night as I was writing this, when did I think that relationship might turn into marriage? So I figured it out. They were both in college. We were 100% vested in sports, soccer for Adam, baseball for Darren. I watched Kaylee come to Adam's soccer games and try to understand soccer. She stayed there for the whole game, every game, asking questions. But I thought, that's a girlfriend, probably should do that. That makes sense. What really changed for me is when she came to one of Darren's baseball games. Okay, now I have to tell you some of the questions that were asked at this baseball game. One of the questions was, what direction do they run once they hit the ball? There was another one that said, how many times do they get to cross home plate before it's the other team's turn? And then there was one more that I remember. It said, it doesn't seem fair when a batter doesn't get to hit the ball. I think that was the day when I thought to myself, this is going to be the woman Adam is going to marry. She's a beautiful, outgoing, passionate person, and she's a perfect fit for my son. I'm proud and honored to finally officially welcome Kaylee Catherine Campbell to our family. All right, and finally a couple minutes about Adam. As a father, I felt my biggest responsibility to my sons was to teach them about life, be a role model, and a father, and hopefully show them how to act as a husband. But over a 25 to 30-year period, a lot of things happened. And I know I didn't do everything right. So I've asked Adam to take the things you felt were beneficial and keep doing those with your own family. And change the things that you feel I should have handled differently. That's the only way we'll continue to improve. And if you can pass this down to your own son, after a few more generations, we might get this husband-father thing down. But Kaylee, this is only the second generation, so be patient. So with Adam, there were two instances where I felt was appropriate to mention tonight. I realized early on with Adam when he was growing up that I was growing up too. So as I was teaching, I was also learning. The things he taught me over the years give me confidence to say without a doubt that he's going to be a great husband and an incredible dad. First one, when Adam was young, he was actually one of the older cousins. So he was always tasked with the younger kids when we had family events or parties at the house to take care of them. Every once in a while, I would go down to check on the kids, and I would see Adam, and I would think to myself, wow, he's really handling them nice. He's doing a great job. He cares about what they're doing. He has a genuine interest in their thoughts, and I thought, he's going to be a great dad. And then I thought to myself, well, if I think that's a great dad, am I really doing those things with my own kids? So I changed, I think, that day, how I acted as a father. The last story I want to tell you about Adam, and he changed me really as a person. When he was about 6 years old, he was at a wild animal park with us. We actually saw some video of that this morning. And anybody with kids know when you go to these types of environments, the worst scenario is you lose them. You don't want to be the one in your family to explain how you lost your kids. And so as we're running with two boys, you normally do this, running from attraction to attraction, we came to the tram. And the tram was a nice few minutes off. We got to sit down. But we still had to be in the front. And so as we get in line, we get to the front, and there was just a small handicap section in front of us that kept us between really our bodies and Mother Nature. And so as the tram was finishing, we got to about 5 minutes left, and we were already planning our next place to go. And we jumped off the tram. And, you know, I have to go about 15 or 20 feet because there's 100 people behind us getting off the tram. So as we get out, I clear, I turn around, I do the family count, right? Got to make sure Lisa's there, Darren's there, and Adam's there. And, of course, Adam's not there. So all parents, you've had this feeling before. Oh, crap. It's a bad feeling, by the way. So I turn around and I start kind of going into rescue mode. I start making my way back between the people as they're getting off the tram, and I see Adam. So I was calming down a little bit, and I stopped and I watched him, and he was the only person that stayed back to help the handicapped person off the tram. So I thought, wow, that's really cool. So I stopped and I let him finish, and the person thanked him, and he came walking to me. And I was going to say something to him, and he just looked at me and he smiled, and he said, hey, where are we going next? And I don't even think he realized what a great thing that was. So again, I thought that day he's doing better than I was. And I thought I had to pick up my game, so I want to thank Adam for that. All right, so I'm to my last thing here. So I've been married for 30 years and a father for almost that long. Sorry, Darren. I do have a little bit of advice. The easy times are quite frankly easy. It's how you handle the tough times that will determine the success of your marriage. So please remember this day. Remember your vows. Remember how you feel today and remember what got you here. Please continue to respect one another and at all costs remain faithful to one another. Adam, it's my sincere hope that in 25 to 30 years from now, you get to stand here in front of family and friends and tell them stories about your kid and be as proud as I am of you today. I think only then you'll know the incredible feeling I'm experiencing and the love I have for you both. So cheers. Thank you. I need this now.
Like, what am I supposed to do?
Shake it off. Dance out there. You know, do like a spin right before you talk.
Okay,
what
I
you should
gotta
do.
do something.
Do a spin. Just take your mind off it. Don't trip though.
All right, I'm coming over for a hug.
I need my glasses.
Oh yeah, I'll just pinch you or something. Tickle you.
I don't know. I'm supposed to follow that. I'm supposed to follow Jim, Christy, and Darren. I don't even know what to say now. The first thing I'll say, though, is Christy, when you announced if you met your partner before 21, stand up, I had to sit down and Darren got to stand up. So thank you and no thank you. I knew tonight that I'd be going last. So instead of reliving days, because I probably do that more than Adam and Kaylee probably want to hear, there's just a couple things I want to say. And then I wrote a poem to my new daughter-in-law and my son. And my intention was to have it all copied out and beautiful on a card to give to you, but that'll be later. People ask me all the time, wow, Lisa, that's so weird. You have a girl in your family for 10 years that your son's been dating. How's that? Do you like her? And I tend to seem like I always say the same thing every time. And first it's, yes, I love her. She is beautiful, and I absolutely adore her. It was a little difficult, I will say, when Adam's 18, 19 years old, and he's on his way home from places, and instead of calling me about things, he calls Kaylee. So that was a little hard to get used to, but as I saw them grow in love, I knew that that's who he should call first. And I was very happy to step aside and be the one he called second, because that's how it's supposed to be. My answer always, whenever I would say these things, was always the same thing. And that was, I love her a lot. She's smart, she's loyal, she's caring, she's sweet, and she is beautiful inside and out. And above all, as Adam's mom, she loves my son more than anybody ever could. And that means more to me than all of everything else that is here today. That woman loves my son and will do anything for him. And I appreciate that. Adam, I don't know how to sum up 27 years of your life into this moment. I could say that you are thoughtful. I could say that you are kind. I could say that you are loving. I could say that you are funny and, of course, handsome. But I don't just want to stand here and compliment you. So I am going to end these speeches with a poem that I wrote for the two of you, knowing I don't write things. So no critics out there, please. I have to read it because it's entitled On This Day. I protected his heart when I cared for him for 9 months. I held his hand for comfort and security. I wiped his tears when he was hurt or sad. I held him when he was scared. I rubbed his back to soothe him. 3 rubs, 3 pats. I cheered him on through all of his endeavors. And on this day, Kaylee, I give to you his heart to protect, his hand to hold, his tears to wipe, his arms to hold you, his back to rub. Remember, 3 rubs, 3 pats. May you cheer each other on in your life together now and always. I love you both.